Good morning, Terrence. This is your favorite alien speaking on this Friday, TGIF, as you call it here, June 8th, from Georgia. No Bubba today, but I wanted to do a video today and call it uh, Government. And you don't have any on your planet at all, anywhere, really. Um, and to give you a good example, I'll speak to the Americans because they're supposed to be the top dogs on this planet, so they say. And their government's supposed to be the best one in the world, as I've heard time and time again. And you don't even come close to my Federation's government. And I don't mean this in a good and I don't mean this in a bad way. I just mean that you don't come close. And I'll tell you why. Number one, you have no foundation. Number two, you have no mission statement. Number three, you don't know what citizenship is. Number four, you don't even know how to respond in the federated state, which you're supposed to be. And I'll give you examples. Here, you have a central government that's supposed to look after you in two things, as far as I can read your Constitution right, and if I understand it or comprehend it correctly. The two things are diplomacy and dealing with outside entities, and defense. Am I right? Those are the two things that the federal government is supposed to help the states with. So that means that the states are responsible for their safety inside their borders, as far as to make laws in their own states to make sure that your citizenry is, well, safely regarded. Now, do I have that right? I think I do. Okay, and this is where you fail miserably. Because, number one, your states don't seem to take that one in stride. Number two, they sent two senators, and I don't know why they sent representatives there, but they're supposed to be looking after the interests of the certain districts, as I understand it correctly here, to the federal government. So they're supposed to be representing, like in the case here where I'm at, Georgia. You know, they got two senators and I forget how many representatives, but... And do those representatives get together? No. Because you got politics. And that shouldn't even be in government. Democrats, Republicans, blacks, whites, and you know, now you're going to have Latins and Arabs and everything in here. This is why I say your government doesn't work, because you got all these competing agendas. You shouldn't have agendas. And plus, the two senators are supposed to be representing the state of Georgia. And they represent their party, not the state of Georgia. So what are they doing in the federal government? The federal government is supposed to be securing two things that you, as a member, wanted them to when you got admitted to the Union. One, defense. And two, everything associated with outside entities, like in diplomacy, if they wanted some, you had some products that you want outside entities to share, or, you know, buy or sell, in your case, because you got profit. That's what you're supposed to have. And those are the two things, if I understand your Constitution or comprehend your Constitution correctly, that they're supposed to be. But do you do that? No. You don't see the governor talking to their state representatives, let alone the senators. You don't see the senators talking about their states, what the states need and what the states can provide to other representatives of the federal government, do you? No. But what you see here is in Georgia, you see the states using politics and clobbering entities that are really not supposed to be around, like Delta uh, and Amazon. Oh, well, we need Amazon because they provide jobs. Now, this is an issue that you have because of the way you set up your government. You got lifeless entities, i.e., Delta, i.e., Amazon, Google, you name it. They're not living things. But yet you gave them the power to be living things. How could you do that? You should have organizations, but you don't. And those living things look after profit. They don't look after human beings. And your senators and representatives here and governor don't look after you guys. They look after their number one: politics, money, and big ass. Because they got to support their rear end. Make sure that nobody bites them in the ass. As you put it down here, Terrence. So this is what I'm saying. And then the question of safety. How can you have safety if you have chaos all over the place? You allow murders. And you can't say you don't because you tolerate them. You allow illegal aliens. You tolerate them. I mean, you can't go and say, oh, because of humanity and the human things. You tolerate them coming in here. And for everyone that comes in here, you have not accounted for how much they're going to suck you of your resources. That's something you have to do. And I know it sounds harsh, but that's the way a government is supposed to function. In my federation, if I had a planet, let's see, I'm from Alteria, and if I had one from Atusha, being a insectoid planet, can you imagine you saying, okay, hey, Spider, you can come over here because we got openings. Okay, illegal alien spiders are coming in here. Would you do that? No, we don't do that in our federation here. We do have a 2% population of other member states, and we do have some insectoids and some arboreals and some other non-human races that are in my planet. Yes. But the total planet-wide population, say for us, say for you here, it's like what, 7 billion almost here? So if you take 2% of that, 10% of 7 billion is 700 million. So 2% would be what, 450 million? That's a lot. Heck, you got more than 2% here in the United States alone of illegal aliens. And I don't mean me, because I'm really an illegal alien. I mean foreigners from other entities in your planet. And if I were my cohorts on my planet, we would be laughing at this. But this is what you got, Terrans, especially Americans. I'm not trying to berate you. I'm just trying to tell you this is something you got to look at and fix. So what do you say? Thanks.